Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. This is your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Wherever you may be, hope you guys are doing well. And today we have an exciting new discovery to discuss that officially went live about a week ago, but I wanted to take a little time for it to just really settle in to all of the forum pages and stuff. This is a coin that was discovered by a user by the name of Tanman2001 on Coin Community. So many thanks to him for being able to share his experience with this coin. Believe it or not, he had discovered this sometime last year, to 2019, and it took a little while for it to kind of get off. I think it was more on the attribution side of things, because with a new discovery, generally you'll want to consult with Dr. John Wexler, who is the master attributor of a lot of these new discoveries, these varieties that people are finding left and right. And it's not just Lincoln cents. He does attribute other denominations as well, from nickels, dimes, quarters, you name it. He takes care of everything. And at the end of the broadcast, so you'll want to stay tuned if you have new discoveries, or you're just kind of interested in knowing a little bit more of what you may have. You can either do one of two things. We're going to talk about the forum chat page website that I use, and I would say I'm a little bit active on. I haven't been too active on actual chat pages. Quite honestly, I've been off the grid for a little bit with everything going on these days. But in any event, the forum chat pages is a great tool to use with a lot of seasoned veterans, very knowledgeable folk when it comes to identifying exactly what you may have in your collection. But in any event, we're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk about the first step that you would take in submitting a coin, or just getting the conversation started, I guess, with Dr. John Wexler. You can imagine just a flood of emails and actual mail pieces that come to him with all these coins. So that man is quite busy, and for the longest time he was out of it. Mostly last year, he was sick with something, so he's back in force, and this coin right here was attributed about a week ago. So great news all around. So as you can see, it's a 1995 Lincoln cent. All right, so there is one prominent double die. All right, that I feel like we should preface before we get into the actual discovery coin, because a lot of you are going to be familiar with this coin, and it's the 1995 doubled die Avers. This, of course, is the namesake FS101, the one that we hear so much about because of its the ease of being able to find a coin like this. I remember back in the day that this coin was even shown on the news. It was publicized as an actual treasure hunt. It was exciting times during this release, and the first one was discovered, and then another one, and then another one, and come to find out that the popularity of the treasure hunt, thrill seekers, I guess, at the time, were capitalizing on a true mint mistake, for all intents and purposes. But this is a die variety like none other. So if you haven't seen this coin, the 1995 doubled die Avers FS101 or 001 by Wexler, of course, Liberty is going to exhibit some of the strongest doubling that you'll ever see on a modern coin, bar none. It's easy to see even with the naked eye. I've owned countless amounts of 1995 double die Avers from like VF and higher. I've owned some pretty nice mint state examples, and I'm happy to say that after years of discovery, this coin, this variety, is very available for a reasonable price. Now, unless we're talking about like Mint State 69, some really ridiculous graded coins. This example right here, I believe, is the 67 from Heritage Auctions. Actually, it might. I think this is one of the higher graded pieces, 68 or 69. The only thing I could tell you is it sold for $3,800, but that's more in the case of the grading aspect of it, not so much the variety, because you can pick these up raw, in brilliant, uncirculated, or mint state, however you want to coin the phrase, for around $35 to $50. Okay, so that's ungraded specimens. On a side note, In God We Trust exhibits some pretty nice doubling. Okay, so In God We, pretty strong, and then it gets a little bit weaker when you get in Trust. So a lot of the rotation is right around this area right here, and that's why Liberty and In God We Trust has the strongest doubling. Or actually, no, the center of rotation would be on the date, or this area right here, and then that's why you have the strongest doubling here. So again, a marquee coin for the date. If you weren't looking for the 1995 double die obverse number 1 that you see on screen, you probably tossed your coins back. So let's go ahead and turn to this next coin. This is the plate coin, or the discovery piece. You know, you could use either terminology, by Tan Man 2001. There's this is pretty much par for the course for these coins. Again, if you weren't looking for the double die obverse number 1, a vast majority of the other coins ended up getting sent back to the bank. It got sent back into circulation. These coins got beat up pretty regularly. So this is a typical coin find that you would expect to look through in your bankrolls or your pocket change. Okay, you have some corrosion. You have a lot of staining on there. Okay, you have goop that just can't be, there's nothing really you could do about. But this is an important find nonetheless. Tan Man did attempt to use like Verticare and stuff like that. If you guys don't know what Verticare is, it's a chemical solution that actually stops the progression of corrosion. Now, the thing with these copper-coated zinc cents is once you get underneath a layer of copper plating and it begins to eat away at the copper or the zinc core, there's really not a whole lot you could do about it. It is what it is. It's going to, just like, you know, anything else, like rust on steel, it's going to begin to deteriorate the coin from the inside out. All right. So this coin right here, you know, in spite of all of its warts, holds one very nice secret. Okay, one in which, if you are feeling brave and bold and you wanted to get under the magnifier and have this coin actually 2 inches away from your face, you'll find that there is a pretty neat variety that was discovered on here. Now, here is the variety in question. This is a brand new doubled ear. Now, at first glance, when you take a look at this, it looks like classic machine doubling because you have a little bit of the, you know, the marquee shelf-like doubling features that's closely associated with strike doubling or machine doubling. The only thing is here is you don't see any other machine doubling on any of the other hair strands. You don't see it on the back of his neck or the back of his head. It tapers off to a point. So when this coin was first originally put out there in the universe on Coin Community for other people to discuss, a lot of people dismissed this as an actual double die, and they all thought that it was machine doubling for the mere fact that there is step-like kind of shrinking feature type of attributions closely associated with machine doubling. But after taking a look at it, there were a few people that recommended, you know, maybe you ought to reach out to Wexler. Even Tan Man said at the onset of this particular, you know, just trying to fact find more about the coin, he said, well, you know, I sent it out to Wexler. So he had already emailed Dr. Wexler to get his 2 cents. So when I took a look at it, first glance, I thought, you know what, there really is something here, because there's, you know, with machine doubling, you get machine doubling all over the place. It's not just really concentrated on one particular area, one numeral and a date or what have you. Another thing to keep in mind is that this would be a doubled die with the earlobe south of the primary ear. So, you know, much like the 1984, for example, is a great example of what we see here. We have a whole new earlobe, like right around here. So it's quite a bit more of a spread. And that's why the 1984 has lived on to be one of the greatest modern varieties. But this one right here is no slouch either. This one is going to be an exciting find, I think, for the mere reason that the survival rate of truly mint state coins is starting to dwindle down, especially coins from the 90s. Keep in mind, we're talking about coins that are 20, 25 years old already. It's kind of hard to believe, but there's going to be less and less of these out there in true mint state fashion. And that's where I feel like that if we're going to talk about value, I can't place a value on a coin that is, number one, brand spanking new attribution, brand new discovery, and number two, a coin in which no one has found a second example, nor has it gone into the secondary market. It doesn't exist right now. Who's to say that's going to change once people start trying to look for this coin? Now, the plate coin that you see here is going to be an important rarity. Okay, it's going to be a coin that any variety enthusiast who collects these things, they're going to want the discovery piece. So they're going to pay a little bit more in spite of the fact that there's a lot of issues with the coin itself. So as you can see, here's a super close-up of what we see here. I mean, you have a really nice doubling. The primary earlobe comes right about here. All right, so you have the secondary strike of a earlobe along with, a partial part of the back of the ear, and then it just tapers off, okay, which has all of the, markings of a true doubled die, all right? So this is a phenomenal find, okay? It has been referred to as WDDO number 5 by Dr. John Wexler. It is not on his website. And if you're not familiar with his website, it's doubleddie.com. So there's 2 D's right in the middle there. So it goes all the way up to Double Die Offers number 4. He hasn't updated his site yet. But here's what you should know about this particular Lincoln cent coin. It's a 1995P. So it only exists on the Philadelphia minted examples. Do not even try to look at your Denver examples, although if you're looking for Double Die Offers number 1 for the Denver minted coin, okay, that's going to be a really nice coin to look for as well. But this is only a Philadelphia minted coin. It has the classic appearance of machine doubling, all right, as you can see. And there's only one example known to date, okay, and it will be extremely rare in high grades. Try and find one that'll grade out above a mid-state 65, and you're going to have an extreme rarity. This is going to be a coin that is going to be searched for in brilliant uncirculated rolls, in pocket change, and coin rolls. And I can't even imagine how much the first example of that higher graded specimen will fetch on the secondary market. It's not going to be cheap. And if you're the lucky person to actually find one, congratulations. Enjoy the cash, I guess. But that's what you should know about this coin. Congratulations again to Tanman 2001. A really nice example of this coin. All right, so do you have a possible new discovery? I'm not going to put the man's address on here right yet, but his email is right there, okay? Reach out to John Wexler. Okay? If you can take clear, concise photos. I've done a few YouTube videos on how to take great photos using your smartphone. So feel free to check that out. It's a fantastic resource. But there it is, jwax@comcast.net. That would be my first, line of communication, is just to email him. Say, hey, Mr. Wexler, I have this. Attach your photos. What do you think? Do I have something here? Or it might be a coin that's already been attributed, and he could clarify that for you. It happens all the time. But he's a very nice guy. He is overtaxed. I will tell you that. He's got quite a bunch of email and mail pieces to go through. Again, he was out for quite a bit last year due to illness, but he's back and he's ready to find some pretty neat stuff for you. So if you have something that you have come across, whether it's a Lincoln penny or Jefferson nickel or whatever, reach out to Mr. Wexler regarding those coins. And finally, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry to keep it so long, but there are a lot of great information discussed in this video. Again, it's a new world out there. If you're still a coin roll hunter like I am, practice safe money handling. Use protection. Use gloves when you're searching. Keep all of your materials clean. Your magnifier, constantly clean it down. If you need magnifiers, I do have them available in my Amazon stores down below, my Amazon links. So feel free to check it out. I have a number of them on hand down there that you can check out. And personally, again, try and stay around 8 to 10 times power when you're looking for a good magnifier. That's going to be key. Anything more powerful than that is way excessive. So as always, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notifications. As usual, I could say it a million times, but the narrative never changes. Help your boy Blue out, and I would appreciate it. As always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. Enjoy the hunt, and I will see you on the next venture. You guys take care.